Say hello to travelersan. Through the creative use of game mechanics, and at times glitches, we're on a quest to see just how much of Genshin Impact can be completed using only the Traveler. And we sometimes break things. If you enjoyed the series, do make sure to like and subscribe. It helps travelersan out a lot. The journey to gather all the Hypostyle Desert's Dendroculus without the use of clearance continues. With the southern ruins all cleared, it's time to delve into the cavern from before, and begin the long process of exploring beneath the Mausoleum of King Deshret. There's something odd about this place if you enter before starting Golden Slumber. It's as one may expect without access to clearance, with most puzzles and such locked, but the odd thing in particular is that the teleport waypoints are gone. There should be one right here. These being gone is going to make traversal of this place a nightmare, and I'd rather not give up my teleport to out of bounds by moving my portable waypoint unless I absolutely must do so. So I did something I normally don't, and stocked up on healing items. I know, insane, right? It's a good thing though, as I had a few close calls. A lot of viewers always ask me why I never light up the map. But, let me tell you, getting lost in this area is totally a heck of a lot of fun. Wandering around lost down in these tunnels gave me vibes I hadn't had since the early days of Genshin. I love it. Water? Well, this is cool. And that is even cooler. A replicator keystone underwater. And right beside it, a forged primal light. Flashbacks to episode 8. Because I have an inkling the same strategy will work here. I don't even have to dive to nab it. Really? How unexpected. Suppose I'll have to dive a bit deeper. Really? There we go. Stacking a dive with a drowning animation to both reach deeper and also keep my character's position underwater. One more dive to nab the Aridisol, or not? And here I thought it would be easier to get. Time for some wizardry.
Terra Smash!
Nifty trick, isn't it? Hit the water with a plunge attack and then swim against Starfell Sword to push travelersan farther below. Have I ever said this game has beautiful mechanics? This game has beautiful mechanics. All the ruins torches are revealed. Lighting them could be an issue. If I could place a portable waypoint atop the primal torch in the center, that'd be swell. Could use animal bursts to let the tornado do all the work. But it cannot be stood on. I suppose I could do it from atop one of the ruins torches, but what about up top there? Yep, this will do. Awesome. Oh, hello. That's just not fair. These guys are incredibly buggy because of the water, and not being able to sprint to evade is dangerous. Let's just follow the primal ember out of here and see what it does. Ah, something tells me I skipped a step. I mean, yeah, I suppose that was obvious because Hoyoverse would never include such an awesome puzzle requiring such mechanics, but I was not expecting that to drain the water. Let's just carry on for now. No, really, Paimon. The Fatui Jet who we've not even met yet? So many routes. So many dead ends. Hold that thought. There's definitely something up with this ruined wall. The door ahead is locked by clearance, so let's investigate. How about that? Leads right on out of the map. Easy and convenient. Sometimes it feels like I've got a sixth sense for finding holes in the map. And guess what? This spot we just crawled out of, it's right beside the room mentioned earlier that requires 5 glinting components to enter. This big room is it. Haha, look at that. No seal on that chest. Though I suppose it could be tied to opening the door even without a seal, because believe it or not, a treasure chest like that exists elsewhere in the game. How to go about this? I ran around the perimeter, but found nothing. From below, there are definitely ways in, but it'd be tricky. Very tricky. Which is why it's wonderful that I checked the roof before committing to that. Because there's a hole in the roof that one can just drop into. Takes a bit of wiggling, but it's nothing compared to the one travelersan already squeezed through earlier. The verdict is... nope, not tied to the door. Which means I never have to open it. I don't have them all yet, but that'll be 5 more keys to the collection. Back into the tunnels. The Dendroculus seem so few and far between. Oh, alright, Paimon. I apologize for earlier. Travelersan is now also hearing the voices of people we've yet to meet. Maybe we've been down here too long. Wait. Hold on. I know this spot. This is far from the dead end, it looks like. Let me just climb into here and... boom. Outside the map. May as well place another portable waypoint, given I lost my out-of-bounds one during the Ruins Torch puzzle. Westward we go, through the brown wall and out into the open void. That's a teleport waypoint? Huh, odd. It shouldn't be loaded in. I am also familiar with this location. Although it looks like I should be able to easily break in from below, I actually can't. But that's alright, because our way in is the teleport waypoint. See its red glow on the sand? Well, walking up and trying to hit it through the floor doesn't work. The inconsistencies of this game. Could hit that switch through the wall in the last episode, but now I can't activate this teleport waypoint through the floor? Though there is a workaround. Grab hold of the wall and... no problem at all. Except, we're no longer in the Hypostyle Desert. Oops. This area is part of the Dirge of Bilkis questline. Oh well, may as well nab it while I'm here. Surprised these devices function without the quest. Well, some of them function, some of them don't. Now then, this is the correct way to go. Underneath the sands to the northwest of the Mausoleum, there's a pyramid in this direction that needs broken into to obtain a Dendroculus. A Dendroculus that is tauntingly just beyond the door leading in from above ground. It's a good thing that breaking in from below is a cinch with this pyramid. Things thus far have been mostly smooth, but of course, no pyramid is complete without tricks and traps. Oh dear, that is an ominous sky. An omen of what's to come, isn't it? My choice was wrong. Looks like I had to go down. It's not up here.
This is not
It unloaded underneath my feet and I fell to my death. If I remember right, if this is the right room, there should be pillars underground here that I can grab onto. And I can climb them to loop around to get in from underneath. If this is the room I'm thinking of. It looks like it is. There's my way in. Come on, I don't want to use food here. Okay. Is this the room with the fake sand floor? I have to be careful here. Oh, nope, it's just water. Okay, never mind. Please don't be caught in a water loop. I felt like I was in a bad spot when I got pulled up. I might be. Hopefully not. I'm in a water loop. Gosh dang it. Cool. Okay, let's just go straight up this time. I need to void out. I feel like I've been here on my main. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no. We're down to the most difficult, and starting with one locked in a corridor. I must admit, this stumped me for a while. How could I possibly get in there? Well, the door is gone from over here, but once I'm in the adjacent room, the door won't unload, even if I go far away. Actually, why is this thing atop such a giant landmass? Turns out, that was the right question to ask. See this part here? That's a hole. It leads down into the landmass where a domain lies, which meant if I could get in there, I could climb up into the corridor. Guess the solution wasn't as complicated as I was thinking it'd be. Going in from below really does always work. Do you think if I'm fast enough, I can run through the door before it loads? Aw, bummer. Next up, a completely sealed and floating room. This area lies near the Great Hall of Truths. It is truthfully a great headache. It should be noted that there are barriers surrounding the spot with the Dendroculus, so we can't break into this room and climb up to grab it. I tried nabbing the Dendroculus through the floor from below, but it's just barely out of reach, which meant the only option was to break in from the adjacent room. Boy, do I love how the terrain here just keeps unloading. The collision is still there, sometimes, and other times you just get randomly trapped as it loads in around you. Nice. There's also a very angry Electrosinsin mage zapping me through the ground. How she became aware of my presence is anyone's guess. I tried getting in from one of these openings. Unfortunately, they're not actual openings and are solid, so can't go through them. Spent a good deal of time on this one, and it really started to feel like this was the Dendroculus that'd end the challenge. But I still had one final trick up my sleeve. Don't blink, or you'll miss it. Going in from below saves the day yet again. I would like to clarify that the footage you just saw is not cut. I literally jumped through the floor. With this Dendroculus collected, only 2 remain within the mausoleum. The issue? They're on the floors above. We need to get to the ground floor of the pyramid and also its center, and the only way to do that is with a tricky climb. It's time for a parkour adventure.
Terra Smash! Terra Smash!
That's one more epic hurdle left over in this arduous desert journey. It's a list that's getting rather long. As for my current location, this is the room where one must follow 4 primal embers back to the center that holds the sarcophagus. Indeed, that raises the curious question of what happens if I complete this step now without Golden Slumber active. But that'll have to wait for the Golden Slumber episode. What odd terrain. Did the designer just decide to punch holes in it or something? Oh well, makes my job easier. There's the first Dendroculus. As for the second, that's a bit trickier. It's sealed behind clearance in a corridor that is floating in the air. First, let's climb up here. Next, this gap needs to be bridged so that travelersan can get atop the slanted portion. Then, a long, careful walk to the edge, and we're in. Finally, the last Dendroculus within the mausoleum. What an absolute doozy these have been. Yet, there are still more in the Abju pit to the east and Kajnesut in the northeast. And of course, there's also completing the Golden Slumber quest. Let's call it a day for now. If we push any farther, why, we'll be late for the celebration. After all, the publication date of this video marks exactly 1 year since travelersan debuted. My, what a journey it has been. From breaking the map and obtaining Geo during the tutorial phase, crossing the Inazuma underwater trench, and forcing through the Raiden Shogun's lightning and teleportation barrier, permanently deleting a key from the game by opening a treasure chest in the Seirai Maru before I was supposed to be able to, achieving C4 Electro at Adventure Rank 14, completing Amber, Kaya, Lisa, and Xingling's story domains without using skills, bursts, gadgets, food, literally by only jumping and gliding, tackling the many trials of Golden Apple Archipelago from version 2.8, and coming out on top with 100% completion using only the Traveler, defeating all Mondstadt bosses with a single tank of health and never healing, torturing Ruin Drakes with a toy, somehow completing the Aranyaka quest series by having come up with creative ways to tackle otherwise impossible puzzles, murdering Rana, and then saving Rana, maxing the Inazuma Statue of the Seven before Adventure Rank 30, and without access to Seirai Storm Chasers or the ability to lift fog from Surumi Island, to where we are now, attempting the Hypostyle Desert without clearance. travelersan has put in a lot of work. He's earned this birthday celebration. Happy birthday! Such is the life of a lone wolf. Still, by custom of Tevat, the one whose birthday it is shall be the one giving out a gift. His present to you, dear viewer, is something I can promise you'll have never seen before, and it is sure to be something you'll never forget. He's been holding onto the gift for a long time, storing it in his mailbox. The time has finally come to send it out. Look at that. That's the time remaining until the present is sent. Aren't you just super excited? It won't be long now. To think the mail system would be so backed up that it'd take a whole 365 days to send his package. Less than 1 minute. The anticipation. Perhaps he's getting cold feet and will pull his gift from the queue before it sends? Nah, let's cut the act. Good riddance. It is finally gone. Psh, wings of companionship. As if one would need such a weak-sounding item. True strength lies with the individual. And thus, the bane of his mailbox is gone. Although curiosity did get the better of me, and I tried to claim the 3 million pre-registration rewards after they expired. It didn't work. Once the mailbox is closed and reopened, the expired items are no longer there. Kinda expected the game to immediately reissue them, but I'm happy to report that is not the case. So yes, I hope you enjoyed watching an exclusive glider and 10 Acquaint Fates get destroyed. It took a long time. This is Musashi and travelersan signing off. Till next time.